Tired of HR headaches? Equifax is like your new HR BFF, here to help you ditch the drama. Ready to simplify your HR life? Equifax is your secret weapon, helping you tackle everything from breezy I-9s and streamlining those never-ending HR forms to expertly managing ACA requirements and even helping you offer amazing employee benefits. Consider Equifax your ultimate HR sidekick. From hello new hire to sorry to see you go, in the nicest way, of course. Equifax helps make the employee journey smooth and sweet from start to finish. Worried about those pesky HR risks and compliance rules? Equifax has your back so you can stay out of HR hot water. Ready to be an employee experience rock star? Equifax will help you streamline those big onboarding and offboarding moments, freeing up your HR team to truly focus on your amazing people. Visit Equifax.com/HR to learn more.
Long gone are the days of waiting to be seen in a doctor's office only to have that awkward conversation with your healthcare provider. Wisp gives you access to sexual and reproductive healthcare from the comfort of your home. Get treatment for BV, yeast infections, UTIs, and much more delivered directly to your home or ready for pickup at your local pharmacy in less than 3 hours. The best part? Wisp is discreet, convenient, and you don't need medical insurance to receive care or prescription medication. Visit us today at hellowisp.com.
It's happy hour. Ah. Cheers. I'm ready for a drink. I don't know about y'all.
Cheers.
Well, of course, it's only hump day. That's okay. You can drink any day. What the hell is going on? I'm looking at Jamie here. If you listen, and of course you did, you listened to the first episode to kick off our fall season here. Jamie shared, unfortunately, a layoff story, right? So she's very vulnerable with all of us, but created some waves, didn't it, Jamie? I mean, what the fuck? So we're going to get some updates from Miss Jackson today. Like, what has happened since we aired that episode?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know I'd have an update.
Jamie, you want to fill us in?
Go back and listen to our first episode. It was coping with job loss of the season. It was 2 Wednesdays ago. I tell my layoff / letting go / firing story, and it's pretty wild. But essentially, I received a lot of comments, DMs, responses, emails, phone calls from everyone saying that they've been in similar positions, like where their job was eliminated so their boss's friend or brother, son, cousin, uncle could get hired. So first, I just want to say, I hate that this is even a thing. I hate that numerous people have gone through this, and that sucks. And that's not right. And I don't understand why corporate is so cutthroat. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, it doesn't need to be, you know? We're all just there to do a job, hopefully to do a job well, and then get a paycheck. But there was some developments, oddly enough, on my side. And honestly, I'm insanely proud of myself. And I was a little cunt. And excuse my language there, but I was a little cunty. And
C-word. C-word.
I know, I'm sorry. To everyone who hates it, it is a power word for me. And I don't use it often, but it is my power. So let me dive in. So apparently that episode in my story got around to the people at my job.
Of course it did. Of course it did.
Love that.
The way I would run to my text messages to fly that around.
Apparently a lot.
Like, they should have just aired it in an all hands.
And I think that's maybe why we're back on the top Apple business charts, because the entire company
Yeah, that's true.
was like, what?
Yeah, appreciate that.
So needless to say, I heard some rumblings that I was a liar. And one thing you have to know about me, and I know these ladies know this, is I'm 100% me 100% of the time. I am unfiltered. I usually don't give a fuck what you think of me, what I say. And I realize that that's not everyone's cup of tea. And I know that. But I am not a liar. That is one thing I can stand on my 2 feet and scream. I am not one to lie. And I don't have a reason to, frankly, because I'm just telling a story of my truth and how it happened. So I decided, it's kind of ironic that I'm being called a liar. So let me get on the work computer that I still have access to.
God, they're so dumb.
Because I was working contracts still.
They are so dumb to do that.
They hadn't used me in a while, but I still had access. So I logged on. I pulled up that email from April 7th that I had sent to the general counsel with my email that was in PDF, the unaltered, and the altered email that
Toxic boss.
SVP of people,
Air quotes,
had altered, and I sent it to the president.
Who? You sent it to Donald Trump?
The president of the company.
Of that broke-ass biz.
Oh, okay, got it.
And I CC'd one of the partners at our, I guess, parent company, if you want to call that. That went without trying to give away too much information. Because once again, I ain't trying to get sued, y'all. And I said, hey, should have probably sent you this back in April because I sent it to the general counsel. I said, but here you go. And by the way, if you could please get me a return shipping label and a return box for this laptop, that'd be great.
This Jamie just put her sunglasses on.
So you still have the laptop, of course. They haven't done shit. Of course.
I still have it, actually, to this day.
Throw it in the garage.
Yeah, so I'm to kid you not, y'all, within 5 minutes, my access was gone. Because I, of course, went back to check. My access was gone. But yet, I still have not received a return shipping label or box for my laptop. So since y'all are listening, if you could go ahead and ship that to me so I can get this piece of shit ThinkPad back to you, that'd be great. Thanks so much.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Store it in the garage until then. That's my pro tip. Fuck their laptop.
Now, when you were thinking about who to send this to, what made you choose the president? Is that who called you a liar, do you believe?
I do believe that she was at the helm, and I do believe that she might not have been told about it. So she might have been saying I was a liar, or maybe she was the one who told them to alter. I don't know, nor do I care.
No.
But my point is I was definitely going to make sure that she knew I was not a liar. This did happen. And I have proof. And for all those asking, of course, I emailed myself those copies. Duh.
You have all the receipts. All of the receipts. We've seen the receipts.
Did you label them as Exhibit A? Exhibit A.
For
C,
real.
C. I would have done the italics C, Exhibit A, da.
Trust that president was told you resigned.
Yeah, more than likely. Mm-hmm.
And then that toxic boss, ex-toxic boss of yours said, oh, I'm going to take this opportunity to upgrade with my friend, basically. Ooh, dirty. That's dirty work right there.
Well, we've got some questions. So I do have some questions for you, Jamie. But one that people kept asking was, wait, hold on, please. Please say that a head of HR said that they altered, and it's not a resignation letter that you'd written. It was a letter that she had requested, your last days. Like, you're going to be gone. That's not your choice. So it's not a resignation, but like confirming your last day. But someone said, you're telling me a head of HR did not understand that her making those changes to your letter would impact your eligibility for unemployment.
That's what she told me when she apologized. I mean, highly unlikely to me.
I actually do think it's totally possible, depending, and again, I don't know this person's background and those things.
It's weak.
But there are people that are put into leadership roles, and people listening will know this. HR is one of them. There's plenty of others, technology, marketing. I mean, there are people put into leadership roles that have never done the job. And you don't have to have done, you probably haven't done every job. And so it takes knowing things. But for those that are not in HR, it is a pretty basic thing to know that there's a huge difference when it comes to unemployment. If you lay someone off or whatever, you end their employment as an employer. And if they resign, and not knowing that piece, that's like not one of those things of like, oh, chief technology officer may not know this little, technical bit. Like, that's basic ass stuff.
Well, and that's what I explained. It snowballed into so many other things. I mean, yes, highly unethical to change someone's, I don't even want to call it a resignation letter, but essentially change someone's last day letter since you're firing me to a resignation. But the snowball effect that it marked me as voluntary term instead of involuntary, it then proceeded to, I would not be eligible for unemployment. I actually ended up not even electing unemployment. That's a completely different story. I just chose not to. But yeah, I mean, I feel as though as a senior leader of people, you should know what that affects. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's like the basic, that's HR 101.
That stuck out to me, but I could totally see it. It just shows. So those that are in senior leadership roles in HR, if you're listening to this, you're like, I did not know that in the US, at least. Just now you do. So you've learned that. You've learned that.
Yeah. Also, sit with your HRBP and learn some of the basic shit so you don't make a dumbass mistake like that.
It still is just so odd to think of go and adjusting someone's letter. Like she had to sit there at a computer and do that. And it's so weird.
And it looked like it was from my email address. So when she went to forward it, she had to go into my email and backspace and remove a sentence and change it to, I resign.
Y'all are such good people to think the best of others. Because I really do not think she's incompetent. I think she's a cruel ass bitch. That's what I think. And she got what she wanted at whatever cost. And unfortunately, you have a third of leaders at that level who are narcissistic, says the research. I'm sure it's actually more because that's really hard to gauge. And there's like 5 different levels of narcissism, whatever. It's complicated, right? But basically, there's a whole bunch of assholes that are very, very cutthroat leading organizations because a lot of people are called to lead not because they actually give a shit about people, but because they give a shit about themselves. And that is just, it's so detrimental to everyone else around them and who they are leading, because you can feel when someone gives a shit about you or not, and it hurts when someone doesn't care, but you look up to them as someone that should care. That's the thing. We look up to our leaders, whether we want to admit it or not, as people that should be doing the right thing, that should be ethical, right? And we just have all these examples all around us all the time, every day, everywhere, of the exact opposite. And it hurts.
And then it makes people never trust someone again. And when you have a leadership and an HR leadership role and someone that does something so unethical, I agree, it's unethical.
It's a crime.
I truly believe in my heart of hearts, she may not have known that would impact unemployment. That level is incompetence, but the level of changing that to make herself look better, that is cruelty. So she can say to the president, oh, I talked to Jamie, I massaged it.
Yeah, she resigned.
Whatever that conversation was, she resigned. Like she understands we're good. She'll help us out, however that went. But that happens. And it absolutely shows why people mistrust. And HR is not immune to having people that only care about themselves and surrounding themselves with their friends and supporters. Let me ask you this, Jamie. Is other people have said, we've gotten messages aplenty, but comments on Spotify that you can leave is, why didn't you have an attorney reach out? And again, not trying to get too much into your personal business, but to the extent you want to answer.
Yeah, well, truthfully, and my own father asked me this question. Shout out, Dad. Because he didn't even really know the story because I just didn't share it. But I did speak to a few lawyers. Ultimately, I decided I just wanted to walk away. Mentally, I was going through a lot more than I thought I was, and I just wanted to be away from the situation. I just wanted to run. And now looking back on it, I kind of wish that I had put up a bigger fight. But hey, I have a fucking podcast.
Yeah. You have a platform.
Yeah. I mean.
And they are embarrassed, and they should be.
Yeah. Like I said, it's not on my LinkedIn. Y'all aren't going to find where I've worked. It's funny. Someone even said, why don't you drop the podcast link into their Glassdoor reviews? I don't actually even have to do that because the Glassdoor reviews are so bad. They're already shooting themselves in the foot. So It's not even necessary.
But do you have any idea how people reacted when they heard this podcast?
I mean, no, not really. Like, you mean the people that heard it?
Like your old coworkers. Did you hear from any of them?
Yes. But I don't want to get anyone in trouble.
Of course.
Because, yeah. I mean, I think that's the other thing is the people that know me know that there's no reason for me to make up a story. And I told a lot of people too, because that was my last week. I had told as many people as I could within the few days I was leaving because I was like, this is insane. And I need people to know how insane this is. So anyone who would listen, like I had someone reach back out to me and they're like, why didn't you tell me? And I literally scrolled back up in the text, screenshotted it and said, I did. I literally sent you this on April 7th that I had been crying all day when I had found out. I'm like, I did tell you. That's the thing. Like I was telling anyone who would listen because I wanted people to know how fucked up that was.
And to be careful.
Yeah.
Right? I mean...
Yeah, because I mean, like that person can't be trusted, especially not in HR.
Do you ever wish that you had an HR legal bestie in your pocket? 650 is just that. Your trusted, always available ally for your employment law questions, minus the hefty price tag of a lawyer. Compliance may not be your favorite chore in HR, but it's important and it's hard. But 650 is here to make it easy. With 650, managing multi-state HR compliance is a breeze. Their tools help you to understand complex state laws and craft compliant documents effortlessly, but also keep everything up to date automatically. They have a comprehensive "What's the law in this state" library to a 50-state employee handbook builder. 650 turns compliance into convenience. So, HR pros juggling multi-state teams, simplify your compliance today. Visit 650.com/besties. That's SIXFIFTY.com/besties and discover how to stay ahead with 650's seamless solutions.
I think when we started the podcast, we really thought it was just going to be like us and our mics and our thoughts, but it was actually so much more than that. We were the editor, the producer, the social media manager, the scheduler, the graphic designer. Basically, it's a lot. And don't get me wrong, it's all very exciting. But I remember thinking, I wish there was one place we could go to at least make some of this easier. And that's exactly what Shopify is for business owners. Whether you're selling merch, launching a new product, or building your brand from scratch, Shopify is the business partner that helps you get started and keeps you going. It's like having an entire team in your corner, but one that actually knows what's going on. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands that are just getting started. Get started with your own design studio with hundreds of ready-to-use templates. Shopify helps you build a beautiful online store to match your brand style. Accelerate your content creation. Shopify is packed with helpful AI tools that help you write product descriptions, page headlines, and even enhance your product photography. Get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you. Easily create email and social media campaigns whenever your customers are scrolling or strolling. And best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing refunds and beyond. So if you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 a month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/HRBesties. Go to shopify.com/HRBesties. Shopify.com/HRBesties.
Last week was some big news, other big news, which was the announcement of Taylor Swift's new album, which is either big news or no news, depending on who you are. It's very little in the middle. But I did, I'll take credit/blame, but I on our HR Besties Instagram stories, I did, if HR Besties were Taylor Swift songs, what would we be? And Jamie's was my favorite to make, which was Vigilante Shit, which is the perfect song for Jamie. So
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a good anthem.
Because
What I love, Ashley, is that when that album dropped or the New Heights podcast or whatever, like the Taylor Swift stuff, Ashley texts us in the Besties group and is like, okay, legit question. Like all of our questions aren't legit, but so that was funny. But legit question. Are you all excited about the Taylor Swift album or not? And Jamie said something like really political or whatever, like, you know what I mean? Well, I'm not necessarily a fan, but it's interesting, whatever she said, right? And I just said, no. I mean, just no. But I am an ally. I don't not like her. She's just like not someone I follow, but could I probably sing all her songs because they come across and I've just memorized lyrics? Absolutely. I mean, you know, but I'd go to a concert for free, you know? But I'm an ally. I support you.
Yeah, like I like her. I like her. Like I don't dislike her.
Yeah, I don't not like her. I like her. Yeah.
I love how she infiltrated the NFL and made the Brads and Chads pissed off.
Like, go girl.
Yeah. I own 2 of her albums. That's it. I met her once in 2009.
Wait, what? Right, rewind. Were you wearing business casual?
Well, I met a lot of celebrities. So,
okay.
when I was working at Renaissance Nashville Hotel, I was the HR generalist there. However, I was single and I had nothing better to do. So I also bartend. I picked up shift as a bartender there. And back in like not the early 2000s, but like 2009, 2010, there wasn't a whole lot of large hotels in Nashville.
That was different. That was different times. Right.
Yeah. And so we had a lot of any kind of who's who award ceremonies and one she was performing at. And so where we filled up our bar carts were at the very back, and I was filling up my bar cart, and she walked by and she was so freaking polite. And I knew who she was because I live in Nashville. So of course I knew who she was, but she wasn't what she is today, right? Like
billionaire.
Now
Yeah.
I'd probably run up to her and be like, girl. But she was beautiful, and her hair was curly, long, blonde, curly hair, and she was the sweetest thing. And I actually met Garth Brooks that same night too, and he was also very nice.
Was he Garth Brooks or was he Chris Gaines?
Oh,
No,
God.
he was not.
I want to go through a unhinged era like that where I just
too.
have a fake persona.
I'm just going to slap a goatee on. Who's that? Who's that?
Yeah, no one recognizes you.
No, he was actually Garth Brooks that night.
Jamie, if I had met Taylor Swift, the first 2 words of our podcast would not have been Leigh saying toe sucking. It would have been, excuse me.
I met Taylor Swift once.
Well, but it's not like it's not that cool. You know what I mean? Like it's not like Taylor Swift is going to remember meeting me. You know what I mean? Like it was just I happened to be filling up my bar cart. All of the artists were coming in the back way, and she literally because I looked up and she was like, "Hi."
She's tall. You would have to look up.
Yeah, and she's gorgeous. And she was like, "Hi, I'm Taylor." And I'm like, "I know." But she was like so nice, and I will never forget that because look, I've met a lot of celebrities and not all of them are nice. That sounded really, I mean, in Nashville, they hang out.
Yeah, like in New York or something.
It's a Nashville thing that you don't go up to them and say anything because, so it's not like, oh, I have so many celebrities. Like, I'm not friends with them. I just have seen them out.
Because it's a small town, really. I mean, you know, it's a big, small town.
Yeah, Faith Hill and Tim McGraw in Toys R Us before. Like, you just see these people out doing normal people things, you know? So
someone, Beyonce just came through Atlanta a few weeks ago in the Cowboy Carter tour. And someone asked, they're like, oh gosh, do you think she remembers that now 11 years ago when I met Beyonce and got to act
in your business cash?
In my business casual and told her she was an inspiration to working moms. I bet she doesn't because she probably hears a lot of lines, but I wonder if that one stuck out. Well, I'll never know.
Beyonce, holler if you hear this podcast.
Yeah. Beyonce, let us know. We know you listen to the pod. Same thing with Taylor.
Totally. Well, last week when Taylor was on the New Heights podcast, she said she's never been on a podcast before. And I was so taken aback by that. Of course, I went to go search, and there's a million podcasts about her. She's not lying. Like Jamie, Taylor Swift is also not a liar. But
well, she's a Sagittarius too.
I don't know what that means. Like I know you all. Okay.
Oh, Leigh and I are Sagittarius.
I know. I just never. I like play along.
We're fiery as shit.
See, I don't know what those things mean. But people always talk about that.
Coming from a Pisces.
Yeah, I know. I barely know I'm a Pisces.
Wait, are you a Pisces? You are, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know what that exactly. I like to eat goldfish. But she said she'd never been on a podcast, but during the podcast, and we watched it, our whole family watched it like the moon landing on YouTube on the TV. And she said the word insubordination. And she said
circle back.
She said circle back. Yeah, she said circle back. And she was talking about places she traveled on the Eras Tour and talked about Australia. So I really think she has a home here on the HR Besties podcast. So between Beyonce and Taylor, we have quite the list of guests that we've extending invites to.
She talks cringe like us, huh?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
celebrities are just like us.
That's right.
Oh, wow. How long was that episode? Was it long?
It was one of those things where I was still paying attention. I was kind of just, you get frustrated when the family's not paying attention anymore. And I'm trying to gather everybody back around, kind of lost everybody. It was a good hour and a half, hour 45.
Oh, shit. Really?
Yeah, it was long. It was longer than this episode. So,
wow.
Oh, wow.
But I think, wow, like that is good news for podcasts, right? I mean, like people are legit watching them. She broke the internet with that shit. She announced that on a podcast. Like,
smart. She's
dang
clever as fuck, that one. Look, I'm just trying to live up to the version of me my dogs think that I am, assuming I've got it all together. Meanwhile, I'm Googling, can dogs eat watermelon? Which I legitimately had to Google last week. Thank you, my children. Realizing then we're out of food and I forgot flea meds. Chewy had both and delivered fast. Now they're well fed and itch free and still think I have it all under control. Thanks, Chewy. With over 100,000 products from top pet brands, Chewy makes it easy to find everything from food and treats to beds and toys, all delivered to your door 1 to 2 days. They also carry supplies for birds, fish, reptiles, and other small pets. As temperatures rise, so do the risk of fleas and ticks. Even for indoor pets, these pests can spread through other animals, visits to the groomer or the vet, and even hitch a ride on us and tiny humans. Chewy carries a wide range of vet recommended flea and tick medications to help to protect your pet year round. AutoShip lets you schedule reoccurring deliveries of the essentials you need most so you never run out. It's flexible, easy to manage, and can be changed or canceled at any time. I spend way too much time running to the pet store, usually last minute, but Chewy completely changed the game for me. The selection is wild, and I swear they have every brand for my picky pets will actually eat and then some. I found everything from treats to toys to supplements I didn't even know I needed. Chewy has everything you need to keep your pet happy and healthy. And right now, you can save $20 off your first order and get free shipping by going to chewy.com/HRBesties. That's chewy.com/HRBesties to save $20 off your first order plus free shipping. Chewy.com/HRBesties. Minimum purchase required. New customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See site for complete details.
Imagine transforming your life by unlocking the power of your mind. I'm Amy Morin, therapist and best-selling author, and I'm here to teach you how with my podcast, Mentally Stronger with Therapist Amy Morin. With actionable strategies straight from my therapy office and wisdom from the world's leading experts, I'll equip you with the tools to conquer whatever challenges life throws your way. Whether you're overcoming mental health issues or aiming for peak performance, this podcast is your gateway to becoming mentally stronger. Subscribe to Mentally Stronger with therapist Amy Morin. Your journey to unlocking full potential starts here.
we have to come up with some good things to announce. Live broadcast on the podcast.
Just make some shit up.
Yeah. Like, oh, I'm going to have Jimmy John's for lunch. Oh my God. It's crazy. Let me show you.
I actually did have Jimmy John for lunch today, too.
I did too. It's funny.
Not sponsored by, just FYI.
No, not sponsored.
I mean, they could if they want.
Well, they did used to require non-competes of all their sandwich artists. And so as a former Subway employee.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
they did. Or I don't know if it's all of them, but they actually entered into government. They got either sued or like an action brought against it because of that. And so like even in the FTC's non-compete rule that got struck down, the government loves to pop that as an example because it's ridiculous.
That's insane.
So
Speaking of ridiculous, my God. Oh, so I did see something about Taylor Swift where someone was ranting. It must have been LinkedIn. I just assume. It was like an off comment about how, oh, great, like now I'm going to have to hear about all this Taylor Swift shit at work. Which, so, like, why don't you just like lean in and embrace that and be like, oh, so you like Taylor Swift? Oh, cool. Why? I mean, like, just use it as a conversation starter with the insane Swifties in your office. Maybe they will even ask you, well, who do you like? Right? You can have like a real conversation here, and actually connect with others at work instead of be like, man, fuck these Swifties at work, like it was like this really dark comment. I was like, damn, okay. Like, it's just a singer. Like, it's okay.
I need to find that so I can be like, oh, okay, we get it. You hate women.
No, literally. That's how I interpreted it.
Well, yeah, that's how I would too. Okay, we get it.
Really, there's a countdown clock somewhere there. Like there's a national debt countdown clock, but there's another one that's the number of minutes that leaders have spent talking about their golf round or their kids' Little League games. And I'm just saying, that clock is so big and so large. If you just take a little bit and just give people, I did see some examples because I made some videos about this. I made videos like if your boss isn't a Swiftie and you are, or if you're a Swiftie and your boss isn't, or if you are a Swiftie and your boss isn't but is a golf fan, 3 questions you could ask your boss and hopefully they in exchange. But I had comments of people that said, oh my gosh, my boss started our meeting, who's not a Swiftie, started the meeting and said, like, let's say Jesse, okay, Jesse, you have 5 minutes to tell us about Taylor Swift and the craziest Easter egg. Please, like, you're on the clock, go for it. And she laughed and totally.
I love that.
That's what I said. I recently came up with this communication framework at work. And I made a blog about it, videos about it. But I say there's kind of 4 quadrants to communication at work. And a lot of people default into, as a leader in particular, only talking about the stuff that you're interested in, or talking about the stuff that you're interested in that others are interested in, which is better than just you. But that means you're really focusing on like a core group. But when you can shift your communication to focus on things that interest the other person that have nothing to do with you, it creates such a level of leadership at work and in life of like, just think about it. If somebody remembers something and it really has nothing to do with them, so they're not chiming in, like waiting to say like, yeah, me too to your story. But when people do that and have a vested interest, it literally means the world. And so your people, whether it's a Taylor Swift thing, whether it's something else, take notes about the things that they like. You don't have to keep it all in your head like a super server at a restaurant, but if you do that and you remember that and ask people about things that interest them and keep that conversation focused on them and just give them a little container to fill with their information, it's just like water in the desert.
Yeah, I love that. And that's how, like, I was thinking about it, about how, wow, this is actually a really great opportunity for connection, or inclusion at work. God forbid we pretend we care about others or just be interested in others, But like, what if you leaned into it that way?
I have a funny ChatGPT prompt that I'm going to put in our weekly newsletter, and I'm not going to hint it here. I'm writing it down so I don't forget, but that it will be that you can use for these type of situations. If you're kind of struggling to find commonality, how you can do that will be memorable for your teams.
You know what's so funny? Like, we didn't pre-plan this conversation, but I just screenshotted this conversation of someone in my DMs that asked me, how do you handle a boss that shares TMI about their personal life? So it's kind of like what we're talking about, how like sometimes those bad bosses in particular, like they only talk about the things they like or enjoy or whatever. And it's like, okay, they ask you no questions about yourself. And I was like, ooh, like what? Like, I was curious, what's this boss talking about? Oh, he's always talking about the most random, irrelevant stuff. Stories about his wife, all rude. Stories about his wife, all irrelevant. His neighbors, his dog, his college parties he went to at the Playboy Mansion. Like, that escalated so quickly.
Yeah, it was like all these things seem like normal work conversations. Where's the TMI? And then
exactly. You name it, he's talked about it at this point. And I just said, well, he sounds like a lonely narcissist. But anyways, that is so weird to, okay, talking about your dog. Okay, great. And do you have pets? But then to be like, hey, have you also been to a party at the Playboy Mansion? Let me tell you about my experience there. That's really weird for the workplace, just FYI.
Have you been in the grotto?
That's a bit cringe.
I mean, Right.
Oh, that's major ick shit right there. God, we got a long way to go, don't we?
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I totally welcome a Taylor Swift conversation.
Yeah, it's nothing compared to, right. If you don't want Taylor, you could be doing a lot worse. Now, Leigh, you had something you wanted to share.
Oh, yes. Well, I had texted y'all that I had a dream with Ashley in it not too long ago.
Hello.
So if you've heard other episodes, sometimes I share my dreams. I dream vividly every night.
What's our guy's name? We haven't talked about him in months. Our best friend,
Thomas J. Henry.
Thomas J. Henry. I couldn't remember where the J went in that name. J. Thomas J. What's he up to? Is he throwing any parties?
Yeah, Thomas J. You know what? I lost track of him. I get the occasional commercials, but I don't know what he's up to. I don't know if he's planning a big birthday party or he's always planning some shit. So I don't know what the dish is on him.
Ah! I just looked at the news. Again, I do not know him, but I was in Texas and I saw a commercial and I about lost it texting Leigh.
They're always on.
And I'd never heard of this person. Now he's my whole personality.
He has gifts on Instagram, remember?
Oh yeah. No, he's a thing. Yeah. He's like a billionaire from lawyering.
He put in, this is so good, Leigh. I can't believe you don't know this. Have you heard about the arena? He wanted to put his name on an arena and made the biggest bid for an arena in the American Bank Center. Is that in Corpus Christi or San Antonio? Corpus Christi. It's going to go to a different personal injury law firm too.
Oh.
Hilliard Law. Do you know them? I don't know them. Yeah.
I've heard of it.
So
But he's bigger.
I don't know what happened, but he's not, I heard he's not happy about it. So
Justice for Thomas J.
he offered $20 million to, according to MSN.com. He pledged $20 million to put his name on the building. Oh, that's wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
In case you were wondering why Ashley's talking about Thomas J. Henry, I had a dream about him that he laid off a whole bunch of people or had me do it and then threw a big carnival in the parking lot while I was doing layoffs. It was so rude.
Well, and that legitimately happened.
It was really rude. But yeah, I had a dream with you, Ashley.
Okay. What was I doing? Did I get the naming rights to the arena?
No. But it was really random because I was off doing something else. Then all of a sudden, I came to, like I was drugged or something. I came to in a pedicure chair. And Ashley was giving me a pedicure. And like one foot was already done, I think. And she was like working the other one. And I'm just like, where am I? And I was like, where's my mom? Like, because I had been searching for my mom. And Ashley's like, oh, she flew to Brownsville, which she's never done. That's like in South Texas, for work. Like she flew down there for work. Sorry, she didn't get a chance to tell you. Like, why does Ashley know that? And why is she giving me a pedicure? But it was weird because then like all of a sudden the pedicure was done and I looked down and well, one of the weird things is that my big toes were where my little toes were. So like that looks weird, right? Like my feet are like inverted, but my toes are dipped in red wax, like a Maker's Mark bottle. Like she had done that. I don't know if that was like that Kentucky part of her coming out on my feet or something. Like
that's how I would do it.
It's a bourbon, right? What is it? It's a whiskey? I don't know. It's something I don't drink because, but she dipped my toes in wax. Like, and it was coming down like to my ankles on my big toe parts, which of course was the outside instead of the inside on my feet. It was weird, man. But it was just really in depth. Like that was like, oh man, like why did she drug me? How did I end up there? Like, why the Maker's Mark, Ashley? I don't know. Why the red wax? But I feel like that could be a thing.
Well, I know you said that, and now I'm like, oh, that would be
expensive service.
It would honestly look better for like, you know, those people that have like the cute handwriting or they're good at doing manicures and pedicures. That's not me. Sadly, it's not me. And so if I were to dip your feet in wax, it would come off looking better as if I tried to hand paint it itself. So you were lucky in that. But I do think it's a Kentucky aspect of it. And the bourbon thing is interesting because bourbon, so like bourbons are all whiskeys, but not all whiskeys are bourbons. So it's, it's kind of that complex thing. But I am a Maker's Mark fan. So I really support this dream. Aside from your toe misarrangement, I'll fix that.
Isn't that weird? Like
Yes.
It was just like, I mean, envision it. Look at your feet right now. And it was just like weird as hell. And then like imagine like your big toe part, especially like all dipped with that red wax. And it's like going to, I mean.
And I'm like, your mom will be back soon.
Yeah. I mean, like help.
She's safely on that plane. Don't you worry about that.
Oh, shit. So yeah, we should market that service. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah. I'm going to buy the domain for that, I think.
Oh, jeez. Maker's Mark's toes.
I know. I bought some new domains recently, but I haven't bought that one yet.
Oh
so.
my God. What'd you buy? Do you even know? Or are you just out of control?
Well, no, I know. I
remember one of them.
I texted y'all because I was like, I was out at dinner summer and my kids were at camp. This one's kids were at camp and she was talking about all these things she was doing when her kids got back. And it was just a lot. And she's like, I think I need to stop caring as much because she's like, I care. Nobody else notices what I'm doing. And I care so much. And she's like, my husband doesn't do any of this stuff. And we have pretty good dynamics in our house. I'll say that. But when she was talking, I said, you just need to mom like a man. And I said, whoa, wait a second.
That has a nice ring to it.
Like, I had a ring. Sounds like a thing. I'm not, I do. I get a wild hair and I go and buy the domain. So yeah, I did buy it, that and Shed and all the others. So
did you buy Mom Like a Dad?
No, because that sounds a little problematic to me as I hear that. Mom like a dad. I don't know. Maybe that's.
Or dad like a mom, or dad like a woman. I don't know. I just buy them all.
By the time you hear this, I just Squarespace and GoDaddy. GoDaddy. There's a reason you haven't seen those. You mean those Danica Patrick like GoDaddy commercials? I don't know how I remember those like from years ago. They don't need to do those because I keep them in business. By every time I have a not even a glass of wine, just a thought, I go and go buy more domains. So.
How many do you have, you think? Just spit more.
50 to 70, I'd say.
Wow, that's intense.
Shut the hell up. I was going to guess 30 as reaching.
Mm-hmm.
No,
yeah.
You have more.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. That is cool. I mean, everyone collects something.
What do you guys collect?
Not domains, but I think that's unique.
Thank you. It's an investment.
In what?
Okay. It's not. It's useless. It's useless IP.
It has a potential for it.
I think so.
More than like shit I collect. I collect rocks. I've always collected rocks from all over the world. Places I probably shouldn't have taken rocks. It would be a crime for real. I won't even name them because I don't want governments to come after me.
No.
But I have a lot of stuff like that. Basically just stuff I steal, I collect. That's what basically that comes down. I steal stuff and collect. No, I'm kidding. I don't do that. I don't just like steal random shit. And then I collect makeup, man. I basically collect makeup.
You have good
eyeshadows. I have all the palettes. I mean, I just covet like shiny things, pretty things, I'm one of those.
Those eyes, though, you have to with your...
Oh, thank you.
That is an investment.
See? Yeah. Like just like a browser or whatever, an IP.
Jay?
Memes?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, you collect
I collect memes. Like, that's all my phone is. And t-shirts, but I love, like, silly t-shirts. Like, my t-shirt right now has a tatted up Marilyn Monroe giving the middle finger. Like, I love...
funky shirts.
Weird t-shirts. Like, those are, like, my favorite.
Love that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, gosh. What do you collect, besties? Oh, damn.
We'll get, like, toenails, scabs.
Ew. Wait, what? Yeah. Like that one guy, may he rest in peace.
Remember the story? That was season 1, wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh, gosh. That is cringy.
Hi, I'm Tamsin Fidel, journalist and author of How to Menopause and host of The Tamsin Show, a weekly podcast with your roadmap to midlife and beyond. We cover it all, from dating to divorce, aging to ADHD, sleep to sex, brain health to body fat, and even how perimenopause can affect your relationships. And trust me, it can. Each week, I sit down with doctors, experts, and leaders in longevity for unfiltered conversations packed with advice on everything from hormones to happiness. And of course, how to stay sane during what can be, well, let's face it, a pretty chaotic chapter of life. Think of us as your midlife survival guide. New episodes released every Wednesday. Listen now on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.